Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. In this video we're going to take a look at how good the Fusion Zamasu LR, or the Dawn of an Ideal World Fusion Zamasu, is at 55% in the Hidden Potential system. Now Zamasu is a worldwide Chaos or Potara category lead of Ki plus 4 HP attack and defense of 150%. He greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn on his 12 key and on his 18 key, while lowering attack on his 12 key and greatly lowering attack on his 18 key. In terms of his passive, he activates the entrance animation once only, plus has an additional Ki plus 1 per key sphere obtained for 5 turns when there is another Potara category ally on the team at the start of his attacking turn. He will then randomly change key spheres of a certain type, int excluded, to int key spheres. He has attack and defense of 100% and reduces damage received by 20% plus an additional attack and defense of 50% when performing a super attack. He launches an additional super attack when performing an ultra super attack. Attacks are effective against all types when Ki is 24, and he has an additional damage reduction of 2% within the same turn with each attack received up to 10%. He has Ki plus 1 every time the character receives an attack 5 times in battle, up to 5, and he recovers 10% HP at the end of the turn every time the character receives an attack 5 or more times in battle. Great chance of evading unarmed super attacks directed at the character and countering with tremendous power. So Zamasu is a pretty interesting unit. He has an active skill that massively raises his attack, causes ultimate damage and stuns the enemy for 1 turn. It can be activated after 5 or more super attacks during battle, and he has big bad bosses, Dismal Future, Godly Power, Fused Fighter, Nightmare, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power as his links, whilst also having Realm of the Gods, Potara, Future Saga, Time Travelers, Final Trump Card, Worldwide Chaos, Battle of Fate, and Fused Fighters. Overall, Zamasu looks pretty decent. We're going to be trying him out on just the Worldwide Chaos team, getting a good idea for just how well he does, and basically taking a look at his attack stats. In terms of Zamasu, obviously him being 150% lead and me using 170% lead means he's not running on a 200% lead. So just keep that in mind, because that will affect just how good he looks. But in terms of the rest, yeah, his stats and his details kind of read nicely. In terms of his overall defense, we're sitting a little bit low at the moment. Less than 100k at 55% isn't generally that inspiring. One thing about him is he does have big bad bosses, so this can definitely improve his starter turn defense quite significantly, and will raise that close to the 100k mark. Zamasu does also gain a substantial amount of defense after supering, which again will also raise his defense quite substantially, and of course he also can essentially raise his defense even further with the greatly raising defense of his super. Now if you get his 18 key, his ultra super attack, you will have an additional super. This is going to give you double great defense raising, which is going to improve your overall functionality. And of course if you get his 24 key, all of his attacks are going to be effective against all types. So you're going to be sitting pretty good. One super nice thing that I will say with Zamasu is that, quite frankly, he's got a one kind of build. You can go full additional with them, which I think is pretty good. And he's got some updates coming to pairing partners that I think overall are pretty solid. He's got the Tech LR Zamasu that he can link with, which is pretty good. He's got the Strength Rose that he can link with, which is pretty good. So overall he does have some options which recently got updated, which are very, very solid. And I think, the healing, everything like that is pretty good. One thing I will say, at least from my side, the big thing with units like Zamasu is that it can tend to be a little bit overwhelming to try and utilize his full kit within the team. So he's not really a first slot tank so much as he is a fantastic second slot tank. This isn't a huge problem. You can run him on Future Saga alongside one of the best first slot tanks in the game, but the real thing is just his linkage. But overall, we're seeing some nice attack stats, 4.8 million, attack effective against all types. Getting key for the first 5 turns really isn't an issue, and over the course of long fights he will build up key as well, due to the nature of his passive. So overall he's pretty good, not to mention he creates INT key spheres, which obviously does aid him as well in kind of getting everything off. So overall for me, he's looking really good. I think he's looking incredibly solid. I wouldn't say he looks like a top 3 unit in the game, but I do think he elevates the Zamasu Goku Black team, especially if you're running him under a bit of a higher lead. The whole being restricted to a 150% lead only due to the fact that I have to use him as a friend is slightly dampening his stats. Not to mention also he does just function better within a team. So having him within the team, having your own copy, definitely will help this unit shine a bit more. The additional stats double up nicely with the damage reduction. Effectively, damage reduction is a multiplier to raw defense. So when you see something like a unit gaining 20,000 defense, they're actually gaining something like 35,000 defense with damage reduction, to explain the concept. So overall it's pretty good stuff. Here we got quite a few links active. Obviously the best linking partners for him are actually other merged Zamasus, so like the AGL transforming Zamasu or the tech merged Zamasu, but tech merged Zamasu is very much off the radar in terms of highly usable units. We're cracking the 100k mark, which is pretty good, and overall we're looking pretty decent. Again, key not too hard to get due to the nature of the first 5 turns for Zamasu, so overall he's just having a pretty good time. Looking very solid, a lot of links active, and yeah, just in general a very, very, very decent looking unit. I think overall he's maybe not enough on his own at 55% to elevate the Zamasu Goku Black team into the stratosphere. He's not going to elevate the team on his own. The helpful EZAs do help that team. AGL Goku Black, I guess, helps the team. They could have done with one more EZA. I can't wait to see transforming Zamasu get his EZA. I think that will really help the team out. One, it's going to give this guy a great pairing partner, and 2, it's just going to be their like 5th usable unit, which is a very big deal. But I think overall, if you were to have a dupe in Zamasu, if you have maybe 2 dupes in him, obviously that does improve the unit, but I think then he starts to really look like a carry. A couple more dupes, level 10 links, or even 1 dupe and a level 10 link, and this guy can hit 7 million attack stats. Very frequently, attack effective against all types, multiple supers, and after those supers his defense is very good. The team is still somewhat lacking a first slot tank. LR Rose Zamasu does help that out quite a bit. But yeah, overall I would say the team, or the Goku Black Zamasu team, is in a better state obviously than it was before. I think Zamasu himself, this LR, is a fantastic foil to that team. I just think they needed maybe 1 more EZA and this guy will shine. But he's also a unit that, when you get that EZA to AGL Zamasu, this guy is going to go from being like a top 15 bracket unit to like a top 5 bracket unit. It's one of those things that like when the unit gets a great pairing partner, they all of a sudden just elevate to this like next level, and that's kind of where LR Zamasu is right now. He's not necessarily bad in any way, shape or form. He just distinctly, like, his team lacks a little bit of that cross synergy with them. Personally though, I think he is really, really good, and I really, really like his kit. I think could have done with a tiny bit more damage reduction at the start of turn, maybe 30%, with an extra 10% into 40. But other than that, I think everything else is great. This guy can do huge volumes of damage, multiple super attacks, all attack effective against all types. Ki is not really an issue for him first 5 turns at all. If you let him get hit, he will build up that ki. And after super, his defense is top notch. You get the extra defense on super, you get at least 2 stacks of greatly raising defense, if not another stack of greatly raising defense, especially if you've gone for a full additional build. And yeah, just overall a very solid build. Very solid unit, just does exactly what he needs to do. You can see here he's got a lot of links active now, being aligned with AGL Zamasu. And yeah, he's going to look really good. AGL Zamasu even looks pretty decent next to him. 40% damage reduction, 100k defense. It's not enough to tank Red Zone or anything at this stage, but it's pretty good. When you think about how old Zamasu is as a unit, I think it's actually pretty solid. And here you can see Zamasu really starting to shine. That Big Bad Boss is active, all those links active, huge damage, over 6 million at 55%. Very good. And Big Bad Bosses, like I said, is one of those links that's definitely worth leveling. And the unit looks really solid, like really good, especially offensively. I think he actually does a lot more output than originally I thought. Like, he can do a lot of damage in 1 turn, and I think overall he looks really good. I think for me, he looks, I want to say 7.5 out of 10. I think some slight tweaking to him would be good. I think if you have him at 55%, I would definitely put a defensive equip on him, some additional gear on him, and I would 100% link level him. Getting him to link level 10 does matter quite a bit. He gains obviously Big Bad Bosses, which is huge, but Dismal Future gives him crit chance, which helps, and additional ki. Nightmare gives him that extra attack. France gives him that extra attack. Or Fierce Battle, France. Fierce Battle gives him that extra attack. Fused Fighter gives him that extra attack and defense. Godly Power gives him crit chance as well, and Legendary Power gives him extra attack. So there's a lot that he gains from link leveling, which is really good. So yeah, in terms of links, Big Bad Bosses, Dismal Future, Godly Power, Fuse Fighter, Nightmare, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. Merged Zamasus are kind of in that weird realm of being a bit Zamasu and a bit Goku Black, and that actually kind of hurts the unit a little bit, because Zamasus have a very differing power set to Goku Black. Goku Black generally has Big Bad Bosses, he has Prepared for Battle, he's got Super Saiyan because he's usually in Rose form, or he has Cold Judgment in base form, and these don't really transfer across to Merged Zamasu. And on the same token, Zamasus also have Cold Judgment, generally speaking. They mainly have Godly Power, and they also don't have big bosses traditionally. So there is kind of that weird gap that Fusion Zamasus fall into. Now obviously the AGL Fusing Zamasu and the Merged Zamasu Tech unit are both great linking partners for this guy. However, of course, big surprise, neither of them are that great. So there are good linking partners for this guy. It's not like he's got terrible ones. He's just more a unit that looks at getting like 4 links more so than 6 links most of the time. The units that give him 6 links traditionally aren't the wildest. If you look at the Tech, Zamasu and Goku Rose, for example, they give him Nightmare, which is really good. They have Dismal Future, which is really good. They have Big Bad Bosses, which is really good. Fierce Battle, and they have Legendary Power. So you do get 5 links with them, but you're missing out a big one in Fear and Faith, which is obviously a big key link for them. Fused Fighter for him, and of course you're also missing out on the Prepared for Battle link for them, which again for him is Godly Power. Now Godly Power is not such a big miss, but Prepared for Battle is a big miss for them. Either way though, you can make him work on any like Goku Black, Zamasu fusion team. You're just gonna have to kind of split his links a little bit, but it's really not a huge issue. Like overall, it's really not a major conundrum or a huge problem or anything like that. At the end of the day, he's gonna have units he can link with, and those units are gonna make him work, and whether you get 4 links or not isn't too much of an issue. Just focus on getting big red bosses, focus on getting Dismal Future probably, and maybe Fierce Battle, and you're pretty much there. Like, you basically got everything you need, to be entirely honest. You can maybe pick up Nightmare if you want to, or Legendary Power, whatever reciprocating 4th or 5th link you want. But generally speaking, I think, you know, if you got big bad bosses, you basically got the main link that he needs from his kit. Key wise, I would definitely at least pick up one of Dismal Future, Fused Fighter, or obviously, yeah, well, for him that's it. But yeah, overall pretty good stuff. I think he's a good unit. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Till then, take care, stay safe, and bye.